welcome to our podcast. And we have a hot topic for you. So, some hot tea. Funny story, you're drinking tea. Let's talk about tea. Let's just cheers before we start. Cheers. There we go.
We've come so far.
It feels like just yesterday we were here.
It literally was, but okay.
So, fun story. Last time I was watching our last podcast and I was like, is there anything we should like go deeper into? Anything we should talk about? And I remember that you said something really interesting and you had a bit of a secret. And I want to know what that was about because what was it? Hang on. Let's play that clip so we see what you said. Do I ask you or?
No, I'm gonna tell you next time.
Okay. I like that. I like secrets.
Yeah, so I was asking everybody in the office what cycle phase they're in, but then like it turned on me a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because then I was supposed to say in what phase I am as well. But I'm in no cycle phase right now because I'm pregnant.
Woo-hoo! Aw, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm going to congratulate you because obviously you're the one doing all the work with this. Because
and thank you for that because everybody's congratulating my partner. And I don't know why.
I could write an entire essay about why.
I mean,
do not
probably
agree
because
with
he
that.
got me pregnant.
There you go.
So, I mean.
But okay, let's be real. Men only give you like the yeast to like if you want to make bread. Like,
Right.
you know, they just give you like one little ingredient. But
I mean, it is essential for now.
It is.
But
for now.
For now.
Unfortunately.
No, but yeah. I mean, he did participate in it. So, I guess he deserves some credit. But like now all the work is on me, I guess.
You are the bread maker now.
Yes.
Yep.
And I feel like a bread maker very much.
Let's talk about that. How do you feel? I mean, how was it? Let's start from the start. How was it in the beginning when you? So how does pregnancy happen? You know.
I don't know if this is something that we should publicly share. How it
No,
happened.
okay, that's fine. But maybe just your feelings about it. Yeah.
So even though I religiously track my cycle, obviously, and also my cycle is very, very regular.
Congratulations.
I realized that there's this problem with our products in general, with Bellabeat products, and that is that they tell you everything you need to know.
Right.
They tell you when to do something or when not to do something, but you still have to then go and really do the
that
work
or not do that.
or not do that. You have to then follow that advice for it to work. So yeah, but like it wasn't really planned. It kind of happened because I wasn't paying attention so much, and it was my birthday.
Ooh, birthday sex.
So yeah, it was interesting. But luckily, I figured out I'm pregnant really early on.
Yeah.
Because my cycle is so regular and because I'm tracking my data religiously. So I realized, so my period was, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days late when I was like, this is not normal.
You're always spot on, yeah.
And first thing I did was actually go back into my Bellabeat app and like scroll back to my fertile window and right on my ovulation date, I logged unprotected sex. And so I knew that it was it, but like I couldn't remember doing that because this was also the date of my birthday. Exactly.
So of course you had other things going on.
I had other things going on. Obviously I logged it because I thought it was important to log it.
And obviously it was. Yeah.
But then later I just forgot about it because we were also traveling and having so much fun and it was great. So we just kind of like forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really paying attention. And when my period was late, I was just like, no way. Like, no way. It must have been because like I was super sick just before my ovulation. I had a flu, so
okay.
I thought maybe ovulation didn't even happen, or
Yeah.
it was like pushed back a little bit, because
Yeah,
that can
'cause that
happen.
happens. Yeah, absolutely.
So I was sure that, you know, my period is like just because of that. But then when I went back and found that log, I was super shocked.
Because you're like, oh my God, I had sex during ovulation. What are the chances?
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened. Like, how did that happen? No, it's totally my responsibility. It was totally, you know, partially my fault. No, but like, we weren't planning it in this moment of time. I'm super busy with the company and everything, so it was just like not the perfect moment.
Okay. I feel like that's really common though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we were, you know, next year,
Always something.
yeah, and we're just, you know, getting older. I'm not that young anymore, especially for having.
We're the same age, and I'm
babies.
offended.
I mean, like 33 is not young anymore for pregnancy. I mean, it's not geriatric.
It's not
which is
geriatric,
35,
yeah.
but it's not super young anymore. So it's not so much about the biology, I feel, but more like I just feel like I've started to like my life more and more the way it is.
You've sort of curated this lifestyle.
Exactly.
This life.
And I love my life as it is. So I was just like, I started to feel like if I don't make this decision quickly, it's going to become harder, because I just don't want my life to change.
Right.
But so yeah, like I think this was a great way for me to just like jump into it. And I love when like the universe makes decisions for me, especially important ones, because like you can't do it. I'm a professional in avoiding like making super important decisions. Like I get into planning, and then I plan it, and then I change my plans, and then I go back and then rethink it, and then it's like I never make decisions. So I actually love when the universe makes important decisions for me, and then I just go with the flow. So this is this kind of situation. On the other hand, my partner was super excited,
really
super happy immediately. Like he was, you know, all about it.
That's sweet.
So yeah,
because that's always a big thing, you know. If they're like, "Oh shit," you know, then you're like, "Oh shit," they're freaking out. I'm gonna freak out now. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, no, it was me freaking out more, and he was just super happy. Okay. So which was super. Then, you know, I immediately calmed down, and it was, you know, a happy occasion. It turned into a happy occasion for me as well. And then we just started to deal with it.
Yeah. So what does that mean? What do you mean deal with it?
Just kind of like mostly at the beginning mentally prepare for, you know, going through pregnancy and then having
and postpartum,
like
a child,
a small a
baby,
like a child,
a literal human being, like
very adult thing.
That is a very adult thing.
Yeah.
Wow. How far along are you? Okay,
16 weeks and 3 days.
So you're right into the beginning of your second trimester.
Yeah, so I'm just starting my second trimester. So first trimester, I don't think anything is neat about it. I think it was just
it's all terrible.
No, it's not all terrible, but it's very chaotic.
Yeah.
So I learned that I'm pregnant when I was almost 5 weeks, so really early on.
Yeah.
So I knew most of my first trimester that I'm actually pregnant. So I think that affected me, you know, a lot during the first couple of weeks, just kind of like the stress of knowing. And then even though, you know, through Bellabeat, we work a lot on pregnancy stuff, and I know a lot about pregnancy even from before. We worked on remote patient monitoring systems for prenatal care. My mom's an OBGYN, but when, you know, it's happening to you, it's a different thing. It's just like as if I forgot everything I ever read or like knew about it. I was just like, oh my God, like what is going to do? What is going to happen? Yeah. So I was just freaking out for the first couple of weeks, and, you know, just try to make the right choices and adjustments, like the food. That was a big thing. And then it was just summer, so it was like, can we still do vacations or not? What can we do? What can we, you know, not do? where am I gonna lead this pregnancy? Like, where am I gonna get my checkups? Like, where do I want to give birth? So just like all of
starts
these
kind of
things
spiraling, right? And
exactly. And then on top of that, also symptoms like hit me.
What symptoms? Gotcha.
So luckily, I never had problems with morning sickness. So that's
huge.
That's great. But the first thing was I couldn't poop for days. It was
actually, I remember that.
It was horrible, and I'm somebody with really fast metabolism normally.
No,
so.
I remember you came into the office one day and you were like, I haven't pooped in 3 days. And then you were like, this is my little poop baby pooch. And I was just like, what is this? Thanks for that.
I just like to share details like that around office.
But it's fine.
This is how we are. This is how we are.
This is normal. We have a poop diary,
Yeah. We also log it in our app.
I do log my poops.
Yeah,
though.
the color, the consistency.
Yeah, always.
Texture.
Always. Smell.
No, but for real, it was torture.
What about food and stuff? How has that been? I'm really curious about that because...
the food, oh my God, food was
You smelled like
stressful.
a sardine for like a week straight at one point.
Yes.
So I'm curious about that.
I got super into sardines at some point. No, but like the food was super stressful because I am an anxious person. I stress about everything and I overthink everything. This is like definitely my problem. Not every woman has problems like this. It's just, anxious people.
Yeah.
So food hit me really hard because all of a sudden, there's a lot of things that are not safe to eat. And then there's some things that are healthy to eat, but not too much. So a little bit, but not like what, and I'm just somebody that eats normally really varied.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, change for me. So obviously when you're pregnant, the easiest thing is, no raw fish, no raw meat. Okay. But then also no, milk products. So milk products are super healthy for you, but no milk products from non-pasteurized milk.
Okay.
But we here where we are right now, we eat in Europe a lot of different cheeses, and also like French cheeses, and a lot of those are not, or like fresh cheese, are not made from pasteurized milk.
Yeah.
So like suddenly you have to check ingredients and like check for everything. And then also fish. Like fish is super healthy. Like you should have plenty of fish, but not too much because it has mercury.
So
it's like, so it's just, it's
a real fine line to walk. That's stressful.
So I started to develop kind of anxiety around food. I would I started Googling everything I put in myself, just literally every ingredient, everything. And then it got complicated because we went on our, how's it called?
Babymoon.
Yeah. Basically, we're just
gonna get into that.
We planned out before in advance, but
but this time she's pregnant going on it. Yeah.
It turned into to be a babymoon. So when you're traveling, that's even harder.
So wait, how far along were you when you traveled? Because you were still fresh. It was still a little fresh bun in the oven, right?
I think I was 10 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
I want to say about 10 weeks or 11 weeks.
And so you went on this trip, and where'd you go?
We went to Iceland. Awesome. And it was super beautiful, but...
Iceland in the summer.
I mean, Iceland is you can only go in summer.
True.
No other choice.
True.
But it was interesting because normally... I spent all my summers, literally the whole summer on the Mediterranean Sea. I'm very much a Mediterranean person. Just, laying on a beach, warm sea. Everything's warm, the smell of pine trees. I
love that, yeah.
Fresh figs.
Figs, yeah.
Oh my God,
the smell of carob.
Yeah.
Oh. But okay, what about...
I just want to go now.
So wait, what did you eat in Iceland? Because honestly, when people are like, "Oh, I go to Iceland because I love their restaurants. They have great food." I'm like,
no, they don't.
What kind of food do they have? Yeah. So what kind of food?
Iceland has beautiful.
They're known for
nature.
their views, not the food.
Just gorgeous nature, and you just see so many interesting landscapes that you don't see anywhere else. I mean, for me, the most interesting one, obviously the most impactful one was when we saw a live volcano because it just started to erupt like days before we traveled.
Cool.
We hiked up and we saw a live volcano, just like lava spitting everywhere. Second was the Europe's largest glacier.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It's just like you go from volcano to a glacier, and it's surreal. It's bizarre. It's so beautiful. And then the third one was all the lava landscape, but it's kind of like overgrown with light green moss.
Oh, okay.
And it looks so good.
That's
so
interesting.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff, amazing hikes, just beautiful. My partner and I, we love to hike. So this is our thing. So Iceland is perfect for that. But when it comes to food, my favorite Icelandic food is the lamb soup, which is really good. But it's kind of like the problem is it's limited. They have, like less variety of ingredients.
I mean, it's
we're used to here in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
It's normal. So it's just not like somewhere where I would go for the cuisine.
Not really, yeah.
And before that, we also did Norway. So we did a couple of days of Norway, and Iceland, Norway was also amazing.
You went for the views and definitely not the food.
Exactly.
Because they're not known for food. Sorry, Norway, but...
But actually, when it comes to pregnancy, Scandinavian women have a really healthy diet of fish.
That's true, but not too much fish.
Okay. But like healthy diet of fish, and that results in their babies having better cognitive and motor skills.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's crucial that women who are pregnant eat fish 2 to 3 times per week.
Okay, cool.
So it was super easy to do that there, and I actually love Scandinavian fish and how they prepare it more than the Mediterranean.
How do they prepare
Don't
it?
kill me.
No. I mean, I don't even appreciate how they prepare it here. I'm from the South in the U.S., so we fry everything.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I love my fish fried.
Well, I like that as well. But I love in the Mediterranean. I love seafood. I love shrimp. I love pasta with shrimp and everything. But when it comes to like grilled fish, I'm not a big fan. But then Scandinavians, they do a lot of like cooked fish and like stews with fish and stuff like that. So I was really enjoying
maybe like
that.
more oven kind of like baked kind of fish? Or...
Yeah, like I think oven and like cooked.
Like in pots and things.
Yeah, just like in water, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like really juicy. And,
I like
this
that.
is what I liked in China as well. When I didn't live in China, but spent months and months in China.
Yeah.
In Shenzhen and Dongguan, the seafood, the fish. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Seafood there is so good.
But so the diet in general is quite healthy, but the problem is like we were mostly eating in restaurants. We didn't have like kitchen in our accommodations, so we couldn't really cook for ourselves. So then you have unexpected ingredients and stuff like that. So this would drive me crazy. Like I would order something and then I would get, really nice dish that I ordered, but then it was covered in fish.
Oh, caviar, the eggs,
which is a no-no.
That's a huge no-no,
And things like that, and like lamb soup, but then it had, bits of bacon, and I wasn't sure was it cooked or not. It was just like, like soup, and it drove me crazy. I was
because you're literally
stressed.
putting your like fetuses, outcome basically their life
on the line
on this chef's hand that like you're in their hands, that's
and also like the uncertainty of like how do they treat the food and the utensils back in the kitchen, like is it clean enough? It's things I normally never think about, but now when I was in this like mode of like super anxious and super overthinking everything, so I really like felt like I'm starting to develop anxiety around food to the point where I felt like maybe I should go talk to somebody. But then it just like kind of slowly resolved. By like week 14 maybe.
Okay.
So
maybe started getting used to it more. And also I noticed that you were using the pregnancy power ingredients more in the app. So
those were super helpful.
That's awesome.
Obviously when I could cook for myself, this was so much better, and then I could use the power ingredients. as a base, as a guidance. So this was super helpful because I didn't have to plan my food so much.
Yeah. And all of this was okay.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, all of this is okay. I can use that. So obviously when you're putting your meals together, it gets so much easier. So it's just when you're eating out, it's like, don't know,
hard.
like if there's going to be something on top or,
a little extra.
Just little extras that are not necessarily on the menu.
Yeah.
So I was also like started to think like, how is it hard for people with allergies or intolerances and like how, the food industry is really ignorant.
Yeah.
And kind of, not treating these people really
I think
right.
definitely here in Europe, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Whereas in the US, it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more open and a little bit more like, I don't know. I always feel like when I'm in, like, if I'm ordering something in the US, I can be like, oh, by the way, I don't eat this. And they're like, okay, no worries. We're going to make sure that nothing comes near you with that kind of thing. And they really like, it's for you, right?
Yeah.
But here, anytime I've ordered something, I'm like, oh, can I please just have no mushrooms? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not an allergy. It's just a preference. I don't like the texture of them. I'm not going to die. So if I get them in my meal, like, it's fine. But I don't want them. If I'm paying for the food, I want to enjoy it, right? But people here are like, what?
No, that's very European. Yeah. No, but that's really that's another point. Like in the States, like you said, you can always say something and they're really nice about it. But in Europe, like I was constantly telling people that I'm pregnant in restaurants.
I think that's the only way that they would be nice to you about it.
No, I wanted to I felt like I have to justify why I'm asking something. And like even when I said that, like they were like, okay, so what? It's fine. Yeah. And then my partner like started to get super frustrated by like, why do you have to always tell people you're pregnant? Like
I'm just excited.
You're pregnant. and then at some point he had to ask for something specific for my food, and then again he was like, because she's pregnant, and I was like, see? It's like it's so like you feel like you have to justify your request and like with a serious medical,
it's a serious thing.
Condition,
I mean, it's real. Come on.
Yeah.
When you were on your baby moon, well, actually, I'm curious about this because, like, obviously, you guys were hot and horny before you got pregnant. So, what about your sex drive during the first trimester? How has that been? Is it up, down? I mean, this is personal, so you don't have to answer it, of course.
Yeah.
But like, are you?
It wasn't affected at first, but then it started to be affected a little bit because the second symptom that hit me really, really hard was being super tired and super sleepy all the time. It's, I would just, even not just during the traveling, but when I was working, even now, I normally now leave work at 3 p.m., not like 5, 6, 7 p.m. as like I would normally. And even before, I would leave at like noon or 2 because I just couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. And then I would go home and just sleep throughout the whole night, like wake up in the morning. So basically, I was just like,
sleeping.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that starts to affect your libido a little bit, I guess. And just the stress as well. But I feel like it's getting better now.
It's getting better. So
you're back to normal.
You're kind of looking forward to the second trimester because things seem to.
Yeah, I've heard that it's much better, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. A new symptom appeared in second trimester, and that's dizziness. Like I get dizzy for some reason.
Is that because of the? Oh, okay, like I would.
But at least I don't get sick from it.
Oh, I mean,
So it's just like I'm just like wobbling around,
but you're not throwing up.
But I'm not gonna throw up. It's almost like fun.
Yeah,
it's like
being drunk without the alcohol.
I can't get drunk, so I have this.
So you just get to be dizzy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Just yesterday I was cooking dinner. I was just like, whoa.
So it just comes out of nowhere.
It just out of nowhere. Yeah.
That's wild. I had no idea.
Yeah. Me neither. I don't know what it is.
So what about lifestyle changes? Because earlier you were like, I love my life, I love my lifestyle, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because you used to be a workout machine.
Yeah.
So how's that been? From...
That's an interesting thing because it's kind of like a continuation of unfortunate events.
Title of her memour.
Already affected my routine. So 2 years ago. No, just kidding.
So
No,
it
but
was
the
a
thing
small
was like,
thing.
you know, even when COVID started, and we had lockdown, I couldn't go to the gym anymore. So
Right.
I started to work out at home. But before that, I was really into heavy lifting, and I was just super buffed. I
Yeah.
was super strong. So obviously, when I transferred to home workouts, it's different. It's still healthy and everything,
Yeah.
but you can't retain that muscle mass anymore. So I started to lose muscle mass, and when I started to lose muscle mass, an injury kind of like uncovered itself.
Oh, okay.
So I realized that I have a kind of like a neck injury that I didn't know about before. But when I started to lose muscle, it got like a little bit more loose. So it started to hurt really, really bad. Like the worst pain I've ever experienced, like spine, that hurts really bad.
Ooh.
So then I had to, you know, I couldn't just like go back into workouts anymore after COVID because I was in pain.
Obviously, you were injured.
Yeah, I was in pain all the time, so I couldn't weightlift anymore. So I had to start adjusting workouts to that. But like I was just starting to get back into the routine after also like losing motivation a little bit because of the whole situation. I was just getting back into the routine. We built our home gym.
Pregnant.
Everything, and then boom, pregnant.
Yeah.
And then
Life's crazy like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Life's fucking wild. Yeah.
and the funny thing is like I was always like so sure that, you know, I'm a super fit person. I lead this super healthy life. This is my thing. This is what, you know, I've dedicated my career to.
This is my verb and it's what I do.
Yeah. And this is how people perceive me as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I'm going to be pregnant, I'm going to be such a
You're going to be a fit mom.
Yeah, fit mom. No. I'm just like the lamest, like lamest ever mom. Like not even mom yet, but like, so yeah, when I started to feel tired and I just like, I couldn't work out anymore. And now I'm just like,
What kind of workouts do you do now?
no, I'm
You
really-
foam roll. I see your Instagram. You're always foam
a lot.
rolling. Yeah.
I foam roll a lot but that's not, you know, really workout.
Yeah.
I do that to
count it as
release my back pain. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, you do
yeah.
get like warmed up and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
it's
That's where I
great for
stop
that.
right after that.
If you can't work out or if you're just super tired, just do that. It's
Foam
gonna
roll,
be good
yeah.
enough. So I foam roll a lot, and it releases my back pain and my neck pain. And then it just like releases some tension in muscles and
Alright, yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
increases
good.
circulation. So it's definitely good. I do a lot of walks as well. So I try walking a lot.
Okay.
And workouts with elastic bands because obviously it's not recommended to do any weights anymore.
Yep.
So no kettlebells, no
I know you love for
weights for
kettlebells.
me anymore.
Yep.
Home gym is pretty much useless.
Aw. Well, your
so-
partner can use it. He's
Oh, yeah, he
probably
does.
enjoying
He does.
that.
He loves it.
You know.
He loves it. So now I just do a lot of elastic band routines, the booty band routine and stuff like that.
Which is cool because we have a booty band now.
Yeah.
And obviously you're utilizing it
Yeah.
and loving it and just
Yeah.
flirting with it and
No,
thriving
it's
with
super
it.
good because it's a booty band, but you can do all of different workouts.
Yeah.
Also for upper body
That's
with
awesome,
it, so
yeah.
it's very versatile.
And it's cute.
It's super
cute
cute.
as
It looks
heck.
like a scrunchie.
It does. One time I put it in my hair as a joke. Then I was like, this is kind of cute.
Yeah, so that's great for you know, not just pregnancy but anything. But yeah, and I also like, so I try to work out regularly now, but really short workouts,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
25 to 45 minutes max.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were going at like an hour and a half before and stuff as well.
Yeah, I would go like that. I would go really, really hard.
Jeez.
So it kind of like, I
It's crazy.
thought like, because normally you can continue to do whatever you were doing before pregnancy well into pregnancy.
Yeah, they say that it's
your
okay.
because your body is kind of used to it, but like I could not do that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's okay as well. That's totally okay as well. It's fine. It's normal. So yeah, I just couldn't continue like before, and I had to do some serious adjustments, which is fine. And then also readiness started to show me even more that I have to slow down. Like my readiness when I entered my second trimester actually started to tank.
Oh, wow.
So even though I started to feel a little bit better, my readiness readiness started to tank.
So your body wasn't like
exactly,
yeah.
and then I noticed it with my workouts. Like I like started to struggle, and like even like when I was starting to get back into routine again, it started to be more like difficult and kind of like also the motivation. Yeah.
How is that on your mental health as well? Because working out, it's a huge part of you, and it's a huge part of what you do, and it was like basically how you would.
My identity.
I wasn't going to say it's your
I built my whole
personality,
personality
but it's a bit of your personality.
I work out.
But also, it's healthy for you. You get the dopamine, you get all the good emotions and stuff, and like you can work through your stress through it and do all that good stuff. But then, so you're going from like an hour and a half and you're cutting that in half, and you're not making gains so much anymore, but... no offense.
Losing gains is a huge blow to my personality and my confidence for sure. But it is kind of like it's bad from the aspect that I've spent my whole life getting my health under control through workout, through diet, through sleep patterns. Like I really had to work on all of these things because then my health would go just like.
That's why.
Right. I have some autoimmune conditions and I would get these really bad symptoms. So it's really important for me to control these things.
Absolutely.
So now when I feel like, things are kind of slipping out of control, I did start to be a little bit more concerned. Like, am I going to get like skin, it's called eczema or?
Eczema, yeah.
Eczema.
Yeah.
Again, and like what is this gonna mean for my health? But yeah, I just kind of like have to think holistically. Also with I've found some things on checkups now during pregnancy, so I need to control this. So it's just like I'm kind of like in the process of relearning how to control my health. So this was that like I've built a routine before that worked for me really well.
Do something new.
And now I have to readjust it and developed it anew. I guess.
And that's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
That's not easy at all.
Yeah.
Dude.
So because like obviously you can be healthy with less workout and easier workouts for sure, or different workouts, but it's it's easy when you've built something for years to rely on it, and it's kind of like confusing when you have to change everything. But people do that all the time, not just because of pregnancy, but because of injuries or other life events. Just moving to another place. So
it's not like impossible, but it's still
exactly. But our products are obviously a huge help for me. I mean, I get a lot of guidance from, especially my biometric data, readiness. I rely on that a lot when adjusting my daily routines, especially workout. And obviously also just my activity patterns. I try to see, what works for me. I correlate data on our reports so that I see what works, and then this is how I go about recreating my new routine, and
that's
we'll
really
see.
cool.
I'm still figuring it out, and we'll see how what's gonna end up as.
Oh, I love that. What did you? So I see your reports right here. You brought these.
Yeah,
she brought these.
I brought my report. I bring them to my every checkup as well.
Oh, I love that.
So it's
love that.
4 of them, 4 months.
Oh, 4 months of data.
Yeah, 4 months of.
So how is that? I mean, so normally.
I can show them like this.
Sorry, I'm asking you all the questions. I know you're doing like a lot of talking, but I'm just so curious about all of this because A, I've never been pregnant, but B, like this is so fascinating to me, like just your whole journey with this pregnancy, and also like you're able to use your own products to kind of navigate this new journey. So like with these BAP reports, I've taken one to my gyno and we talked about it and she really loved it. She thought it was really cool. She saw that I was actually working out. I'm working out. Lying. I wasn't lying, I'm drinking water. But how is that with like, just going to the doctor and being like, oh, this is the day I had sex. You can say I love it here. And then this is how my body is reacting to this whole pregnancy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, no, but jokes aside about lying. The thing about data is like, why is this kind of data super helpful for doctors is because, patients do lie, but also we forget things or overestimate things or underestimate things. So when you can get data from, devices that you wear all the time or that you drink out of, this is reliable data, this is accurate, continuous data. So it is super helpful for them to see, not just your lifestyle, but also biometric data. Out of that, you can see how you're adjusting to pregnancy, if there are some things that you need to be adjusting. If they give you a recommendation, you can see if they can see, and you can see as well if you're following it properly,
and if it's working.
If it's working. Definitely it's super valuable data. So for me, it was just super precious with my own. Studies of my own health and condition.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also for my gyno. It's just like we check, my sleep patterns, my activity patterns, and then mostly biometric data, hydration as well, weight. I track my weight as well. Through this, so and readiness, because it's a really important bio response. So that's an interesting data to follow, especially during this kind of adjustments.
Other than, probably the readiness score is your answer, but what was like the most shocking thing that you saw like throughout your pregnancy so far with this? Where you're like, oh wow, this really impacted this.
So I was shocked that my sleeping patterns are pretty consistent. Like I was just looking at it like, how is it always like really
I would imagine it would have
consistent?
went up like 200% or something. Like, come on.
No, but like I knew I've worked on it, on my sleep schedule and my sleep routine. I worked on it for years, but I didn't know I was this successful. Like it's so good. But then my step averages started to drop slowly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at it. It's like 13,000 average one month and then 7,000 another month.
It's 13, 11, and then 7. And then active time is 98, 85, and 48.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge drop.
I'm not counting the first one a little bit because it's, just really the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's
That's
slowly
crazy.
dropping, but kind of like my average resting heart rate remained almost the same.
Okay.
Dropped a little bit, which is good.
That's healthy. Yeah.
But the biggest problem is my readiness that started to kind of like tank in the last month.
Yeah. Pregnancy takes a lot out of you, and your body wants to recover, but also now it's like feeding this fetus inside of you. It's creating this baby, and it's like
there's literally building a human.
It's literally building a human.
Yeah.
Jeez,
that's bizarre.
That is bizarre when you think about it like that.
Yeah.
But I love these reports, especially now for pregnancy, because it's like
they're super helpful. It's just like
especially as a woman, because so many times doctors really don't. Not all doctors, okay. But like a lot of times they don't believe us, whenever we say like certain things, like, especially when it comes to pain levels, okay. But, we say, yes, we're trying. Yes, we're doing this. Sometimes they're like, are you?
Yeah. Are you really?
And so now you have like the proof, the evidence to be like, yes, I am.
And logging symptoms.
That's
crucial as well.
Yes.
Because that's where you then really discover patterns. It helps us now I'm talking as a company, as Bellabeat, make better predictions for you in the app. But for you, it's also super important to then have a log of that and record and then see your patterns, which can, uncover certain conditions or just uncover room for improvement for your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because it's always tied into your lifestyle, almost always. Yeah.
No, I love that. I started noticing more patterns in like my PMS phase just because of these BAP reports. I never really understood like my mental health like during my PMS or like late luteal, but because there's like a notes section and you can write your notes, and then you can also log your moods. I started noticing these patterns, and almost like clockwork. Like my body's like, it's like, we're great, and it's like, we're okay, we're alive, and then it's like, like why are we here? But like I noticed, why are we here? But like I noticed the patterns. And it was only because I started looking at my data through these reports. And now I'm a total freaking nerd about it. And I'm like, You know that meme of Charlie Day and he's got all the papers and he's like the
Yeah.
red light, and I'm
The red
like,
light.
that's me, you know? Like I have my BAP reports all over my walls in my house, and I'm like, look at the connections, you know?
I mean,
Like-
if doctors used to be annoyed by patients Googling stuff, wait till they come in with this.
Bring it
It's just
on, yeah.
So this is my data.
So this is my data. If you want, I can just forward it to you in advance. Yeah.
It's so
That's
each
awesome.
report is actually like 10 pages.
That's because you write novels in yours as
Literally
well, yeah.
everything.
That's so cool. That's so great.
Your lifestyle data, your biometric data,
And I think that's so important for us today now as well. Like, there's so much going on in our lives. There's so many, like, every day there's something new, whether it's from the news, whether it's our personal life, whether it's anything. It's so hard to keep up with everything.
Exactly.
And so it's like, okay, now I don't have to worry about it so much. I'm just going to spend, 5 minutes, I'll get my moods, my symptoms, writing a note,
Yeah,
and I'm done.
yeah. And then at the end of the month, you print it out.
Yeah. And also sometimes I really love to write little notes to myself that I'll read in the future. I'm like, hey Mel, it's past Mel. I just want to tell you that you're beautiful. And I'm like, oh, past Mel, you're so cute. Like,
That's pretty good.
it's cute.
We should start doing that as well. We should all start doing
We should
that.
all start doing that. Yeah, we should. For the future
Positive
selves.
notes to our future selves.
Aww,
Yeah.
I like that.